And Sha Tin coming up on Saturday. Welcome to the race by race preview. Paul Lally here with all of the selections. We're on the C+3 for 9 on the turf and all weather for a further 2 races. Things get underway at 4 o'clock with the Griffins. Quick Money goes from the 1200 back to the 1000. The All Out scratched on the 4th of May when he was coughing at the gates. Motors improved all 3. Uta Lifeline has had 4 trials. Alabama Song 3. Dashing Morrison 3 trials. Field Marshal has the cheek pieces on, and Money Tycoon on debut has also had the 3 trials. Paul, as they run down the straight from the 1,000 metres this time, and Field Marshal led over the 1,200 last start.
Yeah, so there's no reason why he won't lead over the 1,000 in this. Motors have gone forward in all his 3 starts. Money Tycoon, the All Out, was forward when he won his race. He was scratched, he said, with that cough and mucus last time. Win Method, Quick Money is a winner already as a Griffin. Sparkling Gold. Dashing Morrison, their midfield with Alabama Song. Winning Champion got back in his debut, and the other 3 I think will go back as well.
Here's Karis Teaton talking one of the first starters, Money Tycoon. Karis, Money Tycoon, first starter for Frankie Law. Has he progressed well through his trials for you?
Yeah, Mark, of course, he's a young horse, and every time I've trialed him and worked him in between, I feel he's improving all the time. So it's going to be interesting when he goes to races now.
Is he a sensible horse because it's a straight 1,000 metre race on Saturday?
Yeah, you know, with those young horses, as soon as as much as they have a bit of early speed, it really helped them. So he's a horse that he's shown a bit of speed in his trial. He's a bit forward. So once they can show that, it really helps.
How hard is it for him going against horses which are a year older and also had more starts?
Yeah, that's going to be a bit tricky. Of course, there's a few horses with a bit of experience in the race. But, you know, at the end of the day, they'll be, most of them will be a bit green running around. So as long as they can keep straight and you can have a good run on them, let's hope he can give us his best.
There is Karis on Money Tycoon. Our first replay, Paul, features a Quick Money running second, Motor 4th. Worth watching the horse that finishes 7th to winning Champion. He doesn't get a whole lot of room inside the last furlong.
No, he did make some grounder, but he's actually back in trip now. So I don't know if that's actually ideal, coming back to the 1,000. The horse in front was cruising. He's had the 1 run now, and he comes back to 1,000 metres. I think he's going to be well suited back to 1,000. So look, he should be in front, sort of leading, and he was just sort of knocked up in the last 100 metres here. So he'll go in the numbers. He's the one I will take out of this. Also, the other one, Quick Money, who has already won out of 3 starts.
The All Out was a very short-priced favourite on debut when he was victorious. Arrived at the gates last time and it was found to have those issues, and he's been kept ticking over by Jamie Richards. Can he make it 2 for 2?
I think he can in this race. He's shown a lot of abilities. Obviously, he had some sort of issues with the cough and mucus, but he seems to be over that with this particular race trial here. Trialled nicely. He was taken on that. He went to the front and was taken on his debut run. So I thought it was a good run for him to stay on there to win it, albeit narrowly.
So off the back of that trial, it's 2 for 2 for number 2.
Yeah, we'll go with him on top to beat the other horse that's won a race and who he did beat on debut, Quick Money, Field Marshal from the front, and one that should be at a big price, one of the first starters. He's been gelded since he's been here, Dashing Morrison, and I just think he's improved a bit with that gelding. So he's by Morris. He's going to need further in time, but he could just pop in to spice up wider exotics. 2-1-10-8.
Paul going for the All Out to arrive a 1-win horse and go home a 2-win horse by taking the first. Race number 2, we go from the Griffins to this one, which is over the 1,600 metres. It's a Class 5, the second race, and Beautiful Win at the top of the book. Has a better draw, was placed last time. First time Class 5 for Smiling Collector, Viva Chaleur and Celtic Times. Smashing Express is placed 2 from 5, course and distance. Supreme Winner was a bit better last start. Smart Beauty has the hood coming off. Gold Tax had a trial since his last start, and a wide draw again for Winning 7, horse number 13, Paul, in the second race. It's a good long run to the first turn from the mile.
There is, I think, Beautiful Win, who led last time and almost won it. Now he's stepped up in trip, can do something similar here. Smiling Collector can either go forward or back, but there's not that much pace in this race, so I think he can go forward. Supreme Winner's got a good draw. Celtic Times goes forward when he draws nicely, and then I think back to winning 7 towards the back.
Here is a beautiful win. That race you mentioned, Paul, in the speed map that he led last time. Ran on a few of them late in the race, but the ones that he's opposing couldn't get past him. Can he go a couple of spots better this week?
I think he can. Look, he's drawn barrier number 4, so he's not going to have to work to get to the front. I thought he stayed on quite well here. He could have easily dropped away at this stage, and he was sort of fighting back for the lead at sort of halfway down the straight. He finished a close-up third here in this particular race, so there's no reason why I don't think look, I think he deserves a win in this grade.
That is our first replay. Second one is a Perfect Peach running 4th at Happy Valley. A Polar Fighter 6th. He's trot up okay, Polar Fighter. He's just struggled a bit on race day, and Zach Purton jumps aboard Perfect Peach.
Yeah, he's the one I'd prefer of those ones, is Perfect Peach. Barrier number 7 for him as well, so he'll go in the numbers. He doesn't win out of turn, this horse. He's just a 2-time winner from his 35 starts, but both those wins did come here at Sha Tin.
Our final replay is Gold Tack. We know him more recently over at Happy Valley, but he has raced with some minor success over the 1,600 metres at Sha Tin. Couple of placings over the mile.
Yeah, he has. Look, he's been placed a few times here, but for me, he's a 28 start maiden. He's just, you know, he's one you could probably you could talk about on a place line, but he's hard to have on a win line.
That's what he tends to do. There he is up on the outside running second there. So he's certainly not in for a win, but beautiful win is.
Yeah, well, hopefully it is a beautiful win for beautiful win. He goes on top here in this grade. To beat Family Fortune, he'll get back and run on strongly. Now, Smart Beauty's a really well-rated horse, and all his wins have been over the 1,600 metres, and then Perfect Peach, 1-7-10-9.
It's a win for Jimmy Orman and Chris So with beautiful win to break through in race number 2. Third race at Sha Tin, and this is how it does shape up, and it's over the 1,200 metres with the Northern Beaches at the top of the book, placed 5 from 9 course and distance. Autumn Vibes has a hood going on. Aerovol Lennox on debut 5 trials. No Other Choice wears a hood. Tourbillon Golfer 6 trials. Bullish Pride was held up last time, but he's got a wider draw this week. Sea Sapphire has a win and a second at his last 2. And Flying Double, cheek pieces off, blinkers go on for the first time. Paul, and the speed map for the third is as follows.
Yeah, let's have a look at it here with Aero Valanic has shown a bit of speed in his trials. Sea Sapphire has gone forward when winning recently. The other horse there, Tourbillon Golfer's on debut, but showing a little bit of pace. Has been declared Aurora already. King Alloy, Flying Double. Champion Method has got the £10 claim, but hasn't been getting near the lead recently. No Other Choice might just be stuck wide.
Rainbow 7, 2 starts for 2 placings. They've both been good runs, and he's come from a mile back in both of them. Here he is at his second start. He did cut through on the inside and saved a lot of ground doing it, but it was no fluke that first start by doing it again here.
Yeah, look, he was 100 to 1 or over 100 to 1 on that debut, so he hadn't shown too much in his trials leading into the race, and there was no market support for him. He was 11 to 1 here, obviously with that good run. Just I think a lot of pundits were just having a look to see if he could do it again, which he did do. Look, they didn't go quick early in that race either, so the race was a good run from him, and he looks like he's up to winning a race shortly.
That is Rainbow 7. This is Flying Double running 8th, and Sea Sapphire with that very distinguished blaze that he's got runs second here, and backed up that win 2 starts ago with a placing here. Ben Thompson takes the ride.
Yeah, another one I think can run well once again by Hassan, this horse. So if there is rain around on the day, he's not going to mind it. Barrier 5, he should get a good enough run. He's had that win, and then he had the second here as well. So it was a really good second from him. He fought all the way to the line as well. He got beaten by a horse who's quite promising in Little Paradise. So I think the form will stack up okay. So he'll go in.
He's going one of winning doubles chances. This is his start last time, and it was indeed his first start. It was over 1,000 metres down the straight, 1,200 metres. Zach Purton jumps on board. He was beaten a length and a quarter here. He has the orange and purple and black colours on.
Yeah, look, he was 5.7 on his debut, so there was plenty of support to suggest he would run well, and he did. He didn't get the clearest of runs down the straight. You can see him having to switch off heels as well. This was Moon Rocket to winning Lahore coming out of this race, Alfonso. So it was another quite a strong form race. the horse against the rails, come out and run second the other day as well. Cheval Valiant. So look, a really good form race for him.
That's a good report for him. Now, of the first starters, we're going to have a look at Aero Volanic, who has the colours on of the Aero prefix normally, Aero Velocity, Aero Invincible, and this is the latest of them.
Yeah, so Aero Volanic, good trial. He won it. He was pushed out a little bit to get through. Look, I just want to watch him a little bit here on debut. He was right on the cuffs to go in. He's 11.04 pounds. The cheek pieces will go on him as well. He does get the 7-pound claim. He's drawn barrier number 2. So we'll just have a look. I'm just going to have a look at him on debut.
He's a wait and see. Beats a horse called Dr. Golden General, who are yet to see race in that trial up at Chungfa. That's a breakdown of runners in the third race. Who have you gone?
Going to go with Rainbow 7. He's obviously been placed in his last 2. I think he can go a bit better here and win this race. Winning Diamond steps up from 1,000 to 1,200. Autumn Vibes had no luck last time. He was slow away. He has been slow away in a couple of his starts now, so he just needs to keep an eye on that. And then Sea Sapphire should be right on the pace. 3.729.
Paul, race 3, number 3 from barrier 3 in the first leg of the treble. Race number 4 is the first of the all-weather races, and it's a good field, this one. It's over the 1,200 metres. Fun and Fun Together, last start winner, extra £7. Hong Kong Hall has the visor going on. Sergeant Pepper's best form is over 1,000 metres at the Valley. Maniac and Me Meep all come back in distance. Robot not placed his last 2. Eurorocks blinkers off, pacifiers with Cowles goes on. Yichong Raiders resuming, and Hinakami Kagura has placed 6 from 13 over the course and distance. And there's a few in this race, Paul, that do like to lead.
They do. Hong Kong Hall being one of those. Fun and Fun Together led all the way last time. Patcher Watch has got no weight on his back. He's going to carry 106. He's going to be right up there. Sergeant Pepper, Hinakami Kagura was forward at his last start, but that was in Class 5. Fashion Legend should get his opportunity. And Robot Knight did lead recently in a trial, but so there is pace in this race, and his last start he sat in behind the pace.
He's Frankie Law talking Fun and Fun Together. Frankie, Fun and Fun Together's taken a real liking to the all-weather. Did that make it an easy choice to leave him on that surface this week?
I hope so, because this time he drew 5, and if he can jump and lead in front, I think should be better.
Is he a horse that needs to lead to win, because there's quite a bit of speed in this race?
Yes, I saw. Outside, I think pretty wrong. She have a horse outside for Method, and then inside draw 1, I think also have 1 for Dale Hall, but depends by how he jump. Yeah.
He's worked since that last win. Has it been good?
Yeah, he looks after the win the race, he looks improved. So I hope he keep improve. Yeah.
He'd been near enough. It took him a while to get that first win, so it must have been very pleasing for you to have that win next to his name now.
Yes. You can see he always consistent. First few start, but hasn't win the race yet. And then we find out on the dirt he's much better. So just keep on the dirt, yeah.
There is a Frankie Law talking Fun and Fun Together, Paul. We'll move on to a replay featuring Maniac, Me Meep and Fashion Legend. This was over the 1650 though, 1,200 metres. Me Meep's never missed a top 4 course in distance, a rather course, the all-weather, but he's never raced over 1,200 this surface.
Yeah, look, I think he'll be okay on it though. Back and trip there with him. There's going to be lots of pace in this race. He's drawn wide, so he'll get back. I can see him finishing off quite strongly in this race. He goes in just on a minor line, just ahead of Fashion Legend. I have had him in the last couple of starts, but I thought he was a little bit disappointing in that race.
And next up it is Patch of Watch and Hinakami Kagura in Class 5, which is where Patch of Watch has raced best. But despite the fact there's a lot of speed in the race, Paul, he's got absolutely nothing on his back this week.
106 pounds. Look, he's had 5 goes in the class and hasn't done anything, but he really wasn't in form at that time. He is in form at this stage, and as you can see, he won really well here. Hinakami Kagura is a long-standing maiden. He comes into the race. So the thing I do like about Patch of Watch is just the fact he's carrying no weight.
And that will carry him to win?
I think he can win. Look, he's drawn, he might be trapped a little bit wide early, but he can do that on the all-weather. he's on top. Now, Robot Knight's horse we haven't talked about. He won a trial really effortlessly, and he ran a really good third last start in this grade. So I think he can go in there, fun and fun together, and beat me. 11.817.
That's the first of the all-weather races going the way of the lightly weighted Patch of Watch. Race number 5 spins up now. Back onto the turf we go for this one, and it's over the 1400 metres. Winning Darter's placed second. Up Divas 12. It's a two-time course and distance winner. Riziki has the cheek pieces off, the blinkers going on. Truly Fluke up in trip. We've got Dreaming Winner, whose only placing at this stage was over 1200. Leading Article, cheek pieces off, blinkers first time. Roman Crown's had 2 trials since his last start. First look at the distance for Groovy Feeling, and Sight Dreamer did run 4th at this distance 2 runs ago, just has 117 pounds to carry. Also, Paul with a leader of Special Hedge.
Yeah, he likes to lead. I think he can go forward. Mighty Steed might get his opportunity here. He's been drawing a little bit awkward, 14 at his last start from barrier 3 this week. Divas 12, which should be able to get across. Winning Data's up in trip, which should suit him. Didn't have much luck to last start either. A groovy fitting. The grey horse there, Dreaming Winner. Bull Attitude from a wide draw. Trudy Fluke, I think, will go back. Riziki's gone forward in the past, but from a wide draw, I think you have to go back.
This is a Truly Fluke. Only lightly raced a couple of starts. He got a beautiful trip on the inside this day to run second. Bull Attitude has run third since this race, which we'll see shortly. Just this outside gate for Truly Fluke this week.
Yeah, that just put me off a little bit with him. Just where he's only had the 2 starts. He's by Brutal, this one. Barrier 13, that was the concern. Bull Attitude we can talk about soon, because I think he's got a better chance, and he didn't draw particularly well here. But you can see Trudy Fluke did finishing off there on the inside, did manage to stick his beak out there for second.
Proved 3 lengths between his first 2 runs, did Truly Fluke. Now this is Bull Attitude again running third, and he too was able to get a really good trip down on the rail. Sight Dreamer ran 4th. He's had a start since Sight Dreamer. But Bull Attitude goes out to gate 14.
Yeah, he's got to overcome that. He goes in on a minor line, Bull Attitude. There's obviously ability there with him. He did get the good run here, and this is only his 3rd start. So, look, he's only a 3-year-old, so he's entitled to improve, being by the Autumn Sun as well. And Lyle Hewitson will take the mount. And he's ridden him all 3 starts, so he does know the horse pretty well.
He does, as a World Hero wins that race, was really heavily backed that day too. He runs later in the program. This is Special Hedge, Paul running second. He led for home here. It was 1,600 metres. So coming back in trip, and his record when it comes to this distance, he has won over the 1,400.
Yeah, so maybe that's a good thing for him. The whole thing is what sort of lead is he going to get, because he does look like the leader in the particular race. If he doesn't get pressured from barrier number 4, he can be there for a long period of the race. If he does get a bit of pressure early, then that's going to be probably his undoing. But look, Mr. Dapper won this race fair and square, but he was definitely the best of the rest.
There's been a few winners behind him come out. Rosenew Page has won, and Smart City, who finished midfield's also won since that race. What about Winning Data, Paul? This is a trial since his first up performance. Races well second up, class drop, £7 claim, and has placed over the trip.
Yes, so there's a lot going on there with him, isn't there? He was first up after a long break, and he didn't get the rub of the green, really. He did finish towards the back. This is a lot easier now. He's been downgraded. Thought it was a nice, easy trial for him, coasting to the line here as well. You can see the horse that does get up and beat him just on for second was really pushed out, and he wasn't.
He's been one of yours in the past too. You getting back on board?
Yeah, I didn't really like him on his fresh up run over the 12, but now stepping up to the 14, he'll go on top to beat. Now, one that should be at a big price is Mighty Steed. Was consistent early in his career. He didn't have much luck in the last 3 starts from barrier draws. He's drawn 3, so off the speed map, he'll go in. Bull Attitude. And Star Bros, now he was another one that did finish off strongly. He's only had limited starts. He's only had the 2, so see if he can improve going into the 3rd start with Hugh Bowman aboard. 1498.
That's the preview for the 5th, the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 6 now, and here we have a race over the 1,800 metres, and it is a Class 4 with the one horse being without delay on the class drop. Earplugs are off him. We've Got Midori Giant minus the blinkers. Toy Soltero's now with Chris So. Hood, crossover nose band off. Blinkers go on. Ocean Impact wears cheek pieces for the first time. Perfect Pairing coming back in trip. Rosewood Fleetfoot, blinkers off. Cheek pieces again. Forever Folks has the blinkers going back on. And then we've got Haka Radiance back from the 2,200 metres to the 1,800 metres here also, Paul. What about the speed map for race number 6?
Well, we've got a horse called Kingly Demeanour who does like to go and lead. Haka Radiance is a long-standing maiden. He likes to put himself on the pace. Youth Power's happy to go forward without leading. Rosewood Fleetfoot hasn't settled at his last 2 starts at Happy Valley. Coming back to Sha Tin might be a different kettle of fish for him. Musang King's been going forward in his races. Toy Soltero's led in the past. Pinghai Comet, he led all the way over 2,200 metres when he won, but didn't lead last time when he did win over the 16.
Straight to John Size. He has 2 runners in the race. Perfect Pairing and Pinghai Comet. Pinghai Comet, John's really found some form. All those 1,600 metre Chung Fa trials are really paying dividends for you.
Yeah, well, it's a very long-winded exercise. I think he's been here since February 23, so he's taken his time, but we had to wait for his maturity to kick in so that he could strike a winning form. But his trials, as you say, he's had many trials at Chung Fa, and particularly over the 1,600, because he needs that distance to actually get some work into him. But finally, he's reaping the rewards now. So he's arrived as a horse, and after winning a couple of races, he's still on a first starter's figure of 52. So hopefully he can win another one.
And you also got Perfect Pairing in the race. 2,200 metres has been his friend at Happy Valley, but he's certainly racing well.
He looks really well suited when he goes to Happy Valley in a 22. You can see what he's made for. But again, he's as you say, he's made the adaptation. He's done the hard yards in Hong Kong, and he's won a race. So hopefully he can win another one.
And John's eyes on his 2 runners, Paul. We're going to show a Perfect Pairing win. This is 2 starts ago when Pinghai Comet wasn't in the race. Haka Radiance, long-standing maiden, but racing consistently. Midori Giant, as you've said, Rosewood Fleetfoot's been his own worst enemy, just wanting to latch on.
Yeah, so maybe Sha Tin could help for him. Midori Giant looks a little bit one pace, but coming here over the 1,800 metres with a bit of pace on, that might be able to suit him as well. But Perfect Pairing, as John Size just said, the 22 at Happy Valley looks ideal for him. Let's see what he can do here over 1,800. I wanted to keep him safe, so he goes in.
He's going in and double win, 1 start over 1,800 metres at Sha Tin. There he is, wide out. Youth Power was a winner at the race prior to this, disappointed. Musang King's just about ready for Class 5. Double wins drawn barrier number 1 this week.
Yeah, look, I think he's going to get his opportunity as well. Double win, as you say, up to the 1,800 metres. He's a horse that generally gets back, so I don't know how much use he is going to make of barrier number 1. Matthew Chadwick aboard once again. He does know the horse quite well, and the Benno Young stable is going well. So, look, you can see him finishing off here even further, you'd say. Maybe a 2,200 metres at Sha Tin. Happy Valley might help him.
But speaking of 2,200 metres at Sha Tin, a horse that's won over it and then won last time. Can he win again, Pinghai Comet?
I don't think this is any harder, this race, so there's no reason. He's just found form now, and he could be one of these horses that just slowly creeps up into through Class 4 into Class 3, the way he's been winning. So he's on top. Midori Giant, Perfect Pairing, and then double wins. I think we've covered those quite nicely. But I think Pinghai Comet can win again.
That is race number 6, the first leg of Saturday's 6 Up. This is race number 7, and we're looking at a 1,400 metre race coming up here. Trophy race on the program. And we've got Harold Wynn on the class drop at the top of the book, has placed 4 from 4 course and distance. Aero Invincible has the hood going back on. Jude steps up in trip. Strange Alert has had 6 trials ahead of his debut. World Hero last start winner goes up £6 for it. Noble Fans has the hood off. Better Draw for Lucky Statement. And Little Squid has no earplugs or tongue tie, and the pacifiers with cows are on for the first time. The leader here, Paul, is Lucky Statement from the inside. Aero Invincible, who's drawn 10, comes across to join him.
I think he can get across. World Hero's drawn even wider, so he might just do it tough. Harold Wynn's had his opportunities recently. he should be able to get into a nice position. Meowth, when he did win his race, he led all the way, but he has been going sort of back. He's got a better draw now, so he might take advantage of it. Lakeshore Hero's up in trip, so he might be a little bit closer. And Jude, I think, with Little Squid will go back.
Here is Jude last time over the 1200 at Happy Valley. He made some ground for third, but on the speed map, he's going to be a lot further back. Metal King was better at the start prior to this one, but couldn't back up the first.
Yeah, look, I'm going to include Jude. He's drawn 12, so that's why I think he's going to have to go back in the race. He's a 9-start maiden, but look, earlier in his career, he didn't have much luck and did catch the eye a few times. And maybe that's he's starting to get it all together now with that third.
What about Lakeshore Hero? Runs 6th here, just had to work clear of some traffic. Lightweight, barrier number 6 for him, carries the 13 saddlecloth, and he's stepping up from the 1200 of this race to the 14. A good thing?
Yeah, I think it's a very good thing for him. And look, he was well back turning into the straight. He weaved his way through the field. He didn't finish too far away from the leaders here. He ran 6th. But that extra 200 metres, I think, is going to be ideal for him. As you can see, he was really asked to stretch out here in the last 100 or so metres and wasn't too far away from third there.
All about the extra furlong for him. We've got Aero Volenic running earlier. This is Aero Invincible, who we have seen at the races a number of times, 14 to be exact. Hood goes on, and this is the second of his 2 trials.
Yeah, look, he's a horse that's coming back into Class 4. That's where his wins have been. He has won off this rating before. If he can get across from barrier 10, look, he's had 12, 11, 11 in 3 of his last 4 starts. I like the trial. I thought he trialled really well leading into this particular race as well. So he might be a bit of value coming into the race. It's an open race, so we might make him the value play. We will make him the value play.
There you go. Sorted. Straight from the replay to on top of the selections.
We can do that. So we'll put him on top here in an open race. I think Aero Invincible, I should say, can win. I think Aero Velocity would win. Aero Invincible would win. Lakeshore Hero, the horse we just talked about, stepping up to 1400 metres, and Jude. And then Harold Wynn. He probably should have won another race by now, but he's never far away. 2:13.41.
Each way play for Paul with Aero Invincible to win race number 7. Good race this one. It's race number 8 for the Class 2s, and it's full on quality with Raging Blizzard resuming at the top of the book. Never missed top 3 first up. Wunderbar's unbeaten second up. Sonpak Fu's best form is at Happy Valley. Tomodachi Kokoros placed 2 from 5 course and distance. Call Me Glorious has won 4 over the 1200 metres. Harmony and Blessed was a winner at Happy Valley this distance 2 runs ago, and Whiz Kid 4 wins over 1,000 at Happy Valley, 2 over 1,000 at Sha Tin, just 2 placings from 11 over the 1,200 at Sha Tin for WizKid Paul, and there he is out there 3 wide.
Yeah, look, he's pace underneath him, but he's got no weight on his back. I mean, in his younger days, he could lead over 1,000 on his hair, but he just hasn't shown that pace recently. We'll see where he does end up. But bottom up together, and Call Me Glorious can lead together. Wunderbar can get that good run. Harmony and Blessed just in behind. Gusto System, I think, will get a lot better run. And Raging Blizzard's got that good fresh up record.
Straight to John Sires talking his 3 runners. John, we'll start with Wunderbar. Such a nice horse. Any reason for that last start performance come to hand?
Well, I think that he's had a bit of time off, and maybe he'd need the race to tidy him up and get him back in winning form. So he's done that, and hopefully he'll go on with it now.
You've given him a number of trials since then. Have you been happy with those trials?
Seems okay. He's always a reasonably lazy trialer, but he seems to be doing his job at the moment. He looks fit and well, and he's in a little bit better shape than last time, so hopefully he can get a nice run and run a better race.
Raging Blizzard in the race 2, off the scene since February. Any reason he's been away for those 4 months?
He put in a couple of runs that were below par after he won 2 races, quite impressively, and he got to 104. So that might have been him for the moment. He might have needed a little bit of time to catch up to the handicapper and have a bit of a rest. So he's done that. He's come back and looked in good shape. His trials also have been reasonable, so he's there to run a good race.
He's won 6 from 15. It takes a special horse to do that sort of record in Hong Kong, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he's been a lovely horse. I mean, he's by the successful horse as a sire here, Per Encanto. He's been amazing, but he's just another one of his crop that have, showed up very well in town. So he's a natural Hong Kong horse. He's got such a great temperament, and he's sound and healthy. So he's done well.
You've also got Must Go in the race. He's had not as much luck with the barriers as the other two have had.
No, but anyway, well, there'll be a bit of weather around, so the barriers will probably always important in Hong Kong, but maybe the track condition might be the overriding factor on Saturday.
He's come a long way this season too, Must Go, to get up to this grade. He's done a really good job for you also.
Yeah, well, look, he's strictly a dirt horse as far as winning's concerned, and that's where he's got his prize money. But he's run out of rating now. He's got to do something with himself. He can't just stay at home in the box. So we'll take him to the races and see what he can do on the turf.
That is John Sires talking his runners. Paul, we'll move on after that lengthy interview now to the 600-metre mark with bottom up together in between runners. Wunderbar behind the leader. We just heard from John about him. Tomodachi Kokoro third. Gorgeous Win's been a bit disappointing. He's just gone off the boil because he's a horse with plenty of promise, but his last couple have been very flat.
Yeah, and look, Wunderbar, he was a little bit disappointing as well here in this particular race. You can see this is what I was talking about with Wizkid and the speed map. He couldn't get across this day either, and he's got bottom up together that can easily get across and past him, I think, in this one. Good run here from bottom up together. I think he's going to be the one to beat coming out of this race. Tomodachi Kokoro's had a run since, and it wasn't too bad at Happy Valley, but that's where his better runs have been, without doubt. But I did like the run of bottom up together.
That's that replay. And next up, we have Call Me Glorious winning over the 1200 last time. Steps up in class for it. You don't believe he's going to get as good a run in front as he got this day on Saturday? No,
I don't think he will with bottom up together and Wizkid in the race. This looks a lot tougher. Look, he had Aaron come alongside him to run past him, and Aaron couldn't get past him in the end. He's a tough horse on his day, there's no question. But look, up in grade here with sort of alternative pace in the race, that was my little concern with him. But he's a horse in form, so you can't knock that.
As he holds on to win there from the front. So on that comment, he won't be going in, but who will be?
Yeah, we're going to put bottom up together on top. I think he can go one better and win this race. Gusto Sissimo's got a lot better draw. I think he's going to be the one at value that can sort of spice up the exotics. Raging Blizzard's got that really good fresh up record. And then Wunderbar in there. We'll give him another chance. Wunderbar, 2713.
Paul with a bottom up together to win a high quality race number 8, a class 2. Race number 9 now, and from the top for this one, it is over the 1800 metres. It is a class 3. Money Catcher's horse number 1. Enthralled comes back in trip. We've got Rocket Spade, who's won this distance at Happy Valley. Winning Wing has the blinkers going on. Joy of Spring, a last start winner, goes up just £3 because Ellis Wong's taking a £7 claim. Starmac blinkers off. Cheek Pieces again. Packing Hurricane has the blinkers on, and Mighty Strength just finding it a little tough up in class 3 at the moment, but does carry a lightish weight here, Paul, with Live and Let Live the leader.
He's actually led at his last 2 starts, and he's won and run second at those, so I'm pretty sure he's going to try and lead once again. Ariel can go forward, but he hasn't led in his last couple. Packing Hurricane likes to go forward. Money Catcher's lost a bit of his early pace, but there is a big run to that first bend. That'll give them a chance to slot in with Winning Wing likewise. Mighty Strength, as you say, just looks a bit better in class 4 at the moment. Gentleman Legacy, another one up in trip.
2,000 metre race last time for a number of these. Headed home by Live and Let Live. Goldmaster eventually ran him down late in the race. Enthralled third. Winning Wing stayed on after covering plenty of ground, Paul. He does have an outside gate here, but It's a great start, the 1800.
It is, isn't it? Look, I don't mind living this race. I've got one to beat him, but I can see him quite easily performing once again. He's really starting to find his niche here in Hong Kong. Winning Wing, I'm going to put him in as well. But as you say, he's just going to need a little bit of luck from that barrier number 13. There is a long run to that first bend, so he's got plenty of time to try and slide in his Dylan Moat.
Ariel runs 6th in our next replay, and Charity Together is 7th. That means the horse we're going to focus on is one you've followed here, Gentleman Legacy. Only had the 2 starts. He improved in both of them, and he's stepped from the 14 to the 16. How important is the extra 200 metres this week?
We can see here with this race, I mean, he was 3 wide, but he did have cover most of this particular race. He's drawn well coming here with that big run to the first bend. He just looked like he was going to be one-paced about here. He was going to run a nice 5th or 6th. The leader had got a really easy lead, and as such, you could see Torbjorn Prince heading off. But here he comes now, and I just like this last 100 metres. He really stuck his neck out to get second, up the 200 metres. He could be a good each-way price as well.
Okay, that's Gentleman Legacy to Happy Valley now, and Starmac 7th. He was just a little tardy away this night, Starmac. Joy of Spring was just fair leading into this race, and then he's been victorious, gets in well at the weights, and he races well over the 1,800 metres at the bigger track too. Yeah,
he's had 3 goes over it for a win in a second. So he's a horse in form at the moment. Cambridge had been really well supported in this race, and he managed to beat him fair and square in this one. So, look, I think he's a good chance coming into this. He goes in the numbers.
He's going in. Who else is going in? And is it Gentleman Legacy on top?
Going to go with him. We'll make him the sort of the bet of the afternoon, I think, because he could be a decent price, Gentleman Legacy. Live and Let Live will try and steal it from the front. Winning Wing will need luck, and Joy of Spring. 7, 6, 5, 8.
And that is race number 9. It's the first leg of the late treble. Second of the all-weather races is race number 10. Good quality lineup this, with Gummy Gummy at the top of the book. No reason for that disappointing run last time. He was in good form before that. Packing Bowls, a 2-time course and distance winner. Bundle of Charm has the pacifiers going back on. All-weather debuts for Lucky Planet and Northern Fireball. And also Absolute Honour. Mojave Desert, a better draw. Mr Energy has been top 4 every time he's raced course and distance. Rising Force comes up in grade, Paul, with a win and a 1.3 defeat next to his name last time.
Yeah, he hasn't got the best of draws in 9. So, look, he's the one that he'll probably try and get across. That particular horse. But I think Packing Bowls, the leader in the race, he's got the really good pace. And from barrier number 5, he can go forward and lead. Mars Raider, he won't be too far away. Lucky Planet's gone forward in his recent racing. Northern Fireball comes to the service for the first time. But I just think he might not have the pace of some of these other horses. And Eason comes into the race. I think he'll go back from his draw.
Never raced on the surface under race conditions before Eason, but he will this weekend. A Packing Bowl here, Paul. Let up, Mask Rider. This is the race where Gummy Gummy just dropped off. You've always been a fan of Mr Energy, and with quite a bit of speed in this race, that's going to suit him perfectly, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to throw Packing Bowl in on a minor line, because sometimes he can try and steal it from the front. He's a 2-time course and distance winner, and look, he looked clear. He looked like he was going to win halfway down the straight. Couldn't just quite sustain it. But Mr Energia, he does this every start. He's a very honest horse, and a couple more strides, he probably would have run second.
What do you do with Rising Force? Winner on debut, and then he's run second here, but he never looked like getting past the leader, and he was absolutely smashed in betting. Comes up in grade with the number 2 next to his name also.
Yeah, the lightweight's going to help him, I think. I think he's capable of winning in this grade as well. He might be trapped a little bit wide. We'll keep an eye on that. But look, if you didn't know his price, you would have said it was a good second-up run. The problem being he was a 1.3 favourite. Fun and Fun Together is actually going to run earlier in the card, so we might get an idea from him. And Robot Knight's running as well throughout the card. So, look, I don't want to completely dismiss him, because a win in a second doesn't read too bad.
No, it doesn't. You're exactly right. As we move on now to Lucky Planet, who has been able to string a couple of wins together. Then he wasn't so good last time. He's out of an Irish-bred mare who's by a US sire.
So there is a bit of dirt there, and he did win this trial, and he's drawn barrier number 1. He's going to ping out. But look, when he has won his races, he's dominated from the front. It was an easy trial, to be fair, but he won it. He's got Packing Bowl in the race. That's going to be his biggest downfall.
Okay, so not an easy lead this week for Lucky Planet. What's your top 4 for the second last?
Going to stick with Mr. Energia. Hopefully he'll get the race run to suit. We'll give Rising Force another chance with the lightweight. Mojave Desert, he's capable in this grade. He'll get back. He'll be running on strongly. And look, if he can get that easy lead, then Packing Bowl can hold on for a long stretch of the straight. 11, 12, 10 and 2.
All around the bottom of the book for the top 3 for Paul in race number 10. We look to race number 11, the last big day on Saturday, with the extra race being this one. And it's a Class 3 over the 1,400 metres. Young Achiever's back from a right fore ligament injury. He's had 4 trials. Silvery Breeze, the blinkers go back on. Armour War Eagle, cheek pieces have been discarded. Patch of Stars won his last 2 in Class 4. 5 for 2 makes his Hong Kong debut, as does Supreme Mastermind. Beauty Glory's a 2-time course and distance winner. Master of All's a 4-time course and distance winner, drawn 1, rating 60 next to his name, racing with 115 pounds on his back here, Paul, and he's going to use that lightweight to lead.
Well, he's led his last 4 starts. No reason why he can't lead again. See, Chariot has got a better draw. He should get an opportunity. Beauty Glory, there's not much pace after that. Patch of Stars should be able to slot in. He's won his last couple. Victory Sky, another one that can get a good run. Young Achiever, we haven't seen him for a while. And the other 6 get back. 5-4-2 hasn't shown too much speed.
And he's back with Silvery Breeze, who's going to be ridden by Karis Teaton. Back on board last time, Silvery Breeze, Karis. Any confidence issues because it was his first start since that fall?
Yeah, Mark, you won't even know that the horse had an issue before. Prior to his run after that, I tried him in Chung Fa. He did not feel there was anything wrong with him. In a race last time, he went through horses like there was nothing wrong. So I was very happy with the horse. David has done a great job with him. He's come on since then, so looking forward to going to races again.
He's a horse that's been good to you in the past. You have a good record together. Have you expected he'd progress the way that he has from that first start?
Yeah, he's always shown that he was improving. And I think his record doesn't lie. He's run some great races behind some nice horses too. So, of course, he had incident, and we're just glad that he's come back. He's come back the same, and I think time will also help him.
You've ridden in a trial since that last start. He missed a run too. That was due to a blood abnormality, so nothing serious lameness-wise. What about the trial? Was that okay?
Yeah, it was just a fitness work for him, just getting him through his fitness. We were very happy with the horse. He's taken that first comeback run pretty good. So, like I said, I think he's going to go through races and be competitive.
Barrier number 9, does that really matter with a horse like him? Is he best saved for just go back and wait for one run?
Well, if you go through his record, most of his run has come from off the speed. I think he likes that. Maybe a bit fresh now. He's a bit fresh now. Might also help him, sort of finished off a bit better. So, like I said, horse is healthy. David's going well. So, let's hope we can have a bit more success.
There is a Karis talking Silvery Breeze. He's going to have to beat the following horse, Paul, but he comes up in grade Patch of Stars, given a perfect trip on the inside, and then he was able to get away and score. He's won by a short head 2 runs ago. Beats Lucky Fion by a length here.
I think he'll get a similar run too on Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening it will be by the time this race is run. And you can see Zach gave him the perfect run, but he's a nice horse, this one. He's now won 2 from his 7 starts. It took him a couple just to warm up, but now he's going away. He could have won by a lot more. Patch of Stars, I think he can easily win this last race.
It was a bit more than a length. It was more like 3 lengths to be exact. No, it was a length. He was eased down.
Yes, I mean, he's easy.
Yeah. So that's Patch of Stars. One more to look at. It's Young Achiever. Off the scene for a long time. October 2024 was his last run. He's had 4 trials. What do you want to do with him first up?
Watch. That's exactly what I want to do. He's at an all-time high rating. He's 135 pounds. He's got barrier number 8, and his body weight's up on his winning weight a little bit as well. So, look, it'll be a massive training effort if he gets up and wins. He's obviously got plenty of ability, this horse, But I just want to see him for his first up run assignment here and see what he can do. But he's one definitely to follow into the future, but I don't think Saturday.
Good to have him back, but a wait-and-see approach for the first up run. But we're not waiting for...
That's the Stars. I think he can win again. 3 in a row for this horse. He's in really good form at the moment. Master of All, barrier number 1. Lightweight, catch me if you can with Keith Young aboard. Sea Chariot's got a lot better draw. Now, he's going to be a double-figure price, but he's drawn at barrier number 2. He's only had the one start, and he did run 6th behind K-ing Attack. And Victory Sky has been very consistent, and he's here back at Sha Tin after 3 Happy Valley runs. 5, 13, 8 and 6.
And that is Sha Tin Saturday for the 11 races, 9 on the turf, 2 on the all-weather, and we start at 4 o'clock local.